Hello, I'm Manuel and welcome to a new video on how to become a digital nomad. Today we'll be talking about internet, or most of the cases also Wi-Fi. So whenever you need information or you need to post things on social media, you need internet. But the truth is that it's not really strictly required at all times. If you need information to travel, you can ask around and you'll figure it out. And if you need to post pictures, well, don't worry, because you just keep taking pictures till you find a place where you have an hotspot or a Wi-Fi, and then you just post them. So in this video, we will be more concentrated on the internet in particular to work. Why? Because it's the thing that will make you earn money as a digital nomad and therefore travel for more or sustain that sort of lifestyle. So when we talk about work in the internet context, there are basically two types of works. There is online work and there is offline work, meaning that a project usually has online work, some work that has to be online and work that can be done offline. Let's start from online work. Online work is that kind of work that has to be done online or on the internet. So examples of this case will be you are making a website, that you are a streamer, that you are doing, you need to do online teaching, or you have a meeting. So in all these cases that you need internet in order to do that. In this case of online work, there are two sub cases. The case where you need a stable internet connection and the case where it's fine for you also an unstable internet connection. So for example, if you have a meeting or you are doing online teaching, it's very important for you to have an internet connection available for all the time. You don't want to get interrupted in the middle. Instead, there are cases where, if internet drops, it's not a big deal. And for example, that you are developing something and you keep checking for information about the programming language because you're not really that familiar with it. It's still fine. Like even if the connection drops, you just keep writing code till the connection comes back. You can still do that. Obviously, in this case of online work, you want to make sure that you are in a place, in a hostel or in a hotel with internet and Wi-Fi available. And to do so, there is just one way in order to do that, because obviously you don't know the place till you have been there or till you are in there, but you can still check for the reviews online, for example on Hostelworld or other websites on TripAdvisor, for example. So Wi-Fi and internet will be your keywords among all the reviews, and from there you can understand if the hostel and the hotel you're going is a good place for you to do your online work. Now let's talk about the other one, offline work. Offline work is basically work that can be done anywhere because you don't really need an internet connection. You just need your PC. You also probably need a plug somewhere so that you can charge your PC. Examples of this kind of work will be you're editing a video and you already have all the material, you're writing a blog, you're writing a book, you're a developer, you're developing with some code, but you're very familiar with it, or it's a very easy feature, so you don't really need to check online that much, or almost at all. Or you're doing also artistic work. For example, you're making music, you are making drawings. So all that sort of stuff can be, can be done on the PC. You don't really need the internet for that. So someone might say, well, for artistic work, you still need the inspiration and you might want to use internet for that. But the truth is, you are a digital nomad. You are already in these inspiring places. So you probably don't really need much more inspiration. Probably just, you're in this place, you just open the window and then you have a beautiful waterfall in front of you. So this kind of offline work, you're gonna say, well, okay, it exists, but Wi-Fi and internet is basically everywhere, so why should I take this into account? So the truth is that there are places where internet is not really present or Wi-Fi is not present, and these would be basically very exotic places or very adventurous places that you might want to go just to do very particular type of experiences. So having offline work to do is totally compatible with this sort of experiences. That's what I'm basically saying here. Instead, if you need to do online work, you cannot really go for those exotic places. Okay, let's now consider a very practical example where we put everything together, and we will also try to put together concepts coming from other videos, from the transportation video and the time video, so that we can start to try to see how everything gets together. Okay, so let's consider that I have I have to edit a video, and I have 2 weeks time, and after these 2 weeks I have the meeting with the client in order to check if the video is fine or if it needs some minor changes. So obviously what I want is that after 2 weeks I'm in a place where I have internet and I can do my meeting with the client. Fine. Now, so this let's start to apply some time, some concepts coming from the time video. So you have 2 weeks, you have this work. What you're going to do is try to estimate how long or how many hours this work will require. You divide it by 2 and you have the for week 1 and week 2. That's what is going to happen. So you put everything in your calendar and you're happy with that. Now let's go a little bit more in a more detailed situation, more realistic. So let's consider the example that you are in Bali and you are loving it. You love the place, and you hear about these islands, the Gili Islands, which are a little bit in the other, which are a little bit far away. And you are like, I really want to go there and check it out, but you don't really want to wait 2 weeks to go there. You just want to enjoy your life as digital nomad, right? So what you're gonna do is, okay, let me try to figure it out if I can go there and come back. In week 1 you're gonna think, okay, week 1 I'm gonna go, week 2 I'm gonna come back, and then what you're gonna do is try to move the hours in order to fit the time to move there and to come back. This will be how you manage the time. These are concepts from the time video. Now let's talk about a little bit of the concepts coming from the transportation video. So how would you go to this island? So there are basically 2 ways. You're gonna check online on Google. You're gonna check that there are 2 ways for you to reach this place, these islands. One is a direct boat, big boat, which goes from Bali directly to Gili Islands. Otherwise you can take a flight to another big island and then take a bus, and then the bus will bring you to the port. So from the port you're gonna take another small boat which will bring you to the island, and then you walk around the island because it's so small that there is no transportation in there. So this will be the two choices that you can make, and you're gonna probably go for the boat, and then you're gonna think about, okay, it's cheaper, it's faster, more simpler, just buy 1 ticket to go there. And you're gonna estimate how long it takes, and gonna be like, okay, half a day should be more enough, and you're gonna just take a morning. Fine. So as I said before, you're gonna take this morning, you're gonna put it in week 1. The time passes, it arrives the day that you're going to the island, and you start working in the island. And after a couple of days you notice something. The thing is, you're gonna notice that it's actually very hard for you to work in there, unfortunately. Why? Because in the island is very hot, and there is no air conditioning, which is a true story. That's exactly the problem in there. And so you're not gonna be that productive, and also you're gonna love the island and you want to enjoy it as much as you can with the people that you met there. So what you're gonna do is try to rethink about the plan. So hopefully you didn't book for the boat to come back already, you just booked for the boat to go there, and you're gonna be like, okay, let's change a little, reschedule things again. Let me try to go back to Bali, and then already in week 1 and then hopefully for week 2 I can work properly in a much better environment, and I can finish the work that I need to do. Take into account for the new transportation time, so you have to reschedule and move the time a little bit around in your calendar. You maybe put some hours more for week 2, but you know, you really love the island, and then you come back. So this was the example that I want to give to you, and this is actually a very practical example of you being around, being a digital nomad, and adapting to the situation that happens. You come up with this amazing place and you want to go there, but you have work to do. So how do you do that? Well, you just work around that. Yeah, in this case, actually, this is the case where editing a video, so you don't really need online working. It's all offline working. You need to be online only for the meeting. So for week 2, you're back, and you're already back, and you can finish your work, and even if you have internet, you don't care because it's offline, but you are just being back because you have to work. And then you just finish it in order for you to have the meeting with the client. And yeah, in this case, as you can see, things happen. You just keep adapting, and you do it week by week instead of trying to figure everything out in you know, it is more try to figure it out everything all the month is extremely impossible task because things keep happening. So this is what I wanted to talk about. I really hope that you liked the video, and if you did, please smash the like button down below. It's here or here, I'm not sure. It really helps me out a lot because the YouTube algorithm suggests videos that are liked, and yeah, that helps me. If you have any comments, if you have also any questions, just put in the comments down below. I'm gonna have fun to reply to them. And yeah, if you like the video, please, yeah, no, actually, I already said that. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and see you. Bye.